everybody, we are back. NFL, are you ready for some football on this Sunday night party? Saturday morning party. But
it is a fucking party.
It's a fucking party. And, do you know what wasn't a party? My mistakes I made last year. I noticed I made a few mistakes, and I wanted to just correct them real quick. Last week, I said the Tennessee Titans head coach's name was Hennanen. It's Callahan. I just want to catch up on my mistakes. So, I watched the show back like 2 or 3 times, and I'm like, oh. And then I also said the Cardinals was in the NFC South and the NFC West. So I made those 2 mistakes last week when we were talking about the games. Oh. So I just want to correct myself on that. But what wasn't a party was Thursday night's game, 12-6.
First game of the year without a single touchdown. The Rams went from the highest scoring game of the year the week prior to going to a game with no touchdowns by either team. That's bad. But the Rams are not bad. The Rams are good. The Rams are very good.
But let me tell you something. One thing about the Rams is this, that they might have freaking, showed real shitty freaking defense against Buffalo. Because even though they won, they still gave up 38
Buffalo's got
points.
the top. 42. They got 42 points.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah,
I know it was 45-42 then.
So,
But they
44-42.
They only gave up 6 points to San Fran. And San Fran's not,
San Fran's on a horrible...
They are in a decline, but at the same time, they're still not number 31 and 32 for offense. So Rams, that just shows how good Rams defense could be.
Yes.
But one thing about it, when Campbell walked off the fucking field, what a scumbag. You got these freaking players over here who are going to... You got, what's his name? Persons? Or the guy that got shot for 49ers?
Oh, yeah, tight end, the rookie. I can't think of his name.
Parsons, I think it was, or something like that. For 49ers, he got shot in the beginning. He's over here trying to bust his ass to come back after getting shot in the chest. Or getting shot. I don't know if it was in the chest.
Ricky Purcell.
Ricky Purcell. And he gets shot, and he's over here, fighting back. Another one lost their kid. Another 49ers player lost their kid, and they got to go through that during the whole, season. And this guy, he doesn't like the fact that he's not playing because he needs to be a second-hand player to somebody else. Give me a fucking break. You're a scumbag. You got cut. You got cut on Friday. You deserve it. And you know what? For these people that bust their ass, even these players that don't fucking make it, that bust their ass to make it and don't make it and stuff, they bust their ass and you just, you don't like how things are going for you? Campbell, I hope you never make another NFL team again. I don't know what it's like to make an NFL team because look at me. I'm fat. I'm out of shape. And I'm not an athlete at all. But let me tell you something. For these fucking players that bust their ass to do what they do to provide entertainment for us every Sunday, and he just wants to walk away and he walks out in the third quarter, he can go fuck himself.
Yourself. Fuck.
Yeah. That's what he has.
That's my opinion on that.
Okay. But it just pisses me off like that because you got these players that bust their ass. And it don't matter how bad a team is. And they're not even that bad. They were still in a playoff hunt. Now they got less than a 1% chance to make it to 49ers. But, it's just a fucking disgrace to the sport. People pay to watch you, and you're just going to be like, oh, fuck all your fans as well. So screw that. But, yeah, with that, for the game of Rams, they are what? One game? They're a half game back of the division now.
I believe they're
from Seattle.
6, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, they're 9.
They're 8-6.
Oh,
the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams are. But I'm talking about Seattle. I believe they're 8-5, right?
Yeah.
When you're looking at this, yeah, 8-5. So right now, if they're gonna be tied for first place if Seattle loses. Yeah. So they got a good chance. Hey, they got their team back. They're healthy now. They got their team back. Nakua is playing like freaking crazy.
Nakua's on fire.
You know, and that's one good thing. You could take Cup out of the game where he doesn't have that many yards, and Nakua's got a day. Plus, what's his name? Williams is freaking playing like a beast. Freaking for the running back, Kalen Williams. He's over here freaking. He had over 100 yards on freaking Thursday night. So Rams are they're looking good. They're gonna make the playoffs. I really believe so. I believe they got
Oh yeah, I could see that.
I believe they got a
should.
49% chance right now, from what I heard the other night on NFL Network. So, but so next game, you just posted your upset of the week, which we'll talk about that. I posted my upset of the week on Thursday night, I believe, or Friday, and this is the game that I said is going to be. I believe the 3-10 Browns are going to upset the 12-1 Chiefs this week in Cleveland. That is my upset of the week, and I posted it the other day. Listen, 12-1. You know, you're the top team in the AFC. You know, I know you don't like him and stuff like that, but I mean, like, it's going to take a lot for the Browns to beat the Chiefs. The Browns are not a great team, but you know, you're on a Jameis Winston bandwagon. You know, I think he's playing a hell of a lot better. You know, I mean,
let's just say he asked Jesus to deliver him from pick sixes, and he didn't throw a single pick six last week. He threw 2 or 3 interceptions, but he didn't throw pick sixes.
You know what?
So, Jameis, if you're watching, just eat them W's.
We know you.
Ask Jesus to stop throwing picks. Period.
We know you hate the Chiefs. We've been through this over and over and over again. Okay? Who do you think, put your opinion about the team aside, who do you think is going to win this game?
Well, if you go back the previous couple weeks, I've been taking the Browns every week. And as much as it seems that, like, they're playing, team, 12-1, we all know the Chiefs shouldn't be 12-1, but they are. And I think this could be the week that they play a close game. It goes down to the wire, and Cleveland comes out.
Okay. I just think Cleveland has a top 5 defense. So you got Cleveland, who has a top 5 defense. You have Jameis Winston, who's playing phenomenal. I mean, it's gonna. I just think that. I think. Look at who they beat. They beat Pittsburgh. They beat Baltimore. They beat Cincinnati. They beat Cincinnati, right?
I think so. No, I don't know who they beat.
I'm gonna go, but they beat. I know they beat Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Those are two.
Beat Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
Those are 2 playoff teams right there, and I'm gonna tell you who else they beat right now. No, they lost to them. They beat the Jaguars 18-13. But then still, they beat Baltimore and Pittsburgh. And you know what? I think people think that I'm out of my mind. I already had a lot of people say, you're crazy. You know what? Any team could beat any team. I even said last week, and I was confident about it. I picked the Bills to win, but I said don't be surprised if Rams beat them, because any team could beat any team, and Rams aren't that bad of a team in there, And same thing with this. Don't be surprised if this. We had a conversation a couple weeks ago about you saying, I think the best college team could beat the worst pro team. To me, that can't ever happen, and for the simple fact, proof like this when you got a crappy team that beats a great team. And you know what? It's going to be. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised even, and we'll talk about
So you don't think the Ducks can beat the Jets?
No, I don't. I really don't. And I think if you ask 100 people, I think 90% of them would say that no, pro it. You got to understand, the reason why, if that was the case, all those players on the Ducks would be in the NFL.
But all the players that are on the NFL team maybe shouldn't be. I mean, when you're playing that bad and you're that pathetic, I mean,
But you're playing that pathetic against against pro teams.
yeah.
You're not playing that pathetic against. It's not like you're over here. It's like the same thing like this. The spring training game. I remember it was what this was maybe back in like 2012. I want to say it was UNC went and they played the Yankees in baseball down in spring training.
Yeah.
And they ended up losing like 19-4 UNC. And UNC for baseball was one of the best freaking teams in the country.
But
for
they were
baseball.
playing the Yankees, which was one of the best
But
teams in baseball.
not the starters. They were playing the spring training team. It was a warm-up game for them. You're not going to have an Aaron Judge play against a team like that. You're going to have the players that are, trying to make the team play them. And it's the same thing. I mean, but I think that I believe Chiefs are going to pull this one out, and that's my upset of the week. And,
Browns are going to pull it out.
And I believe that Mahomes will have at least one interception.
Hope he has 2 to 3.
Next game, Bengals and Titans.
Got to go with Burrow and the Bengals.
I have Bengals still on that game. I just think that, Callahan. I think Callahan. I like Callahan as a coach. I think they're not Hennon and Callahan. I believe that, he's doing good for a team that he came onto. This is his first year as the head coach. This guy's looking pissed off. He's over here adjusting. I see his look. What are you thinking right now? Tell him how you feel.
He's jealous.
All he hears buttons being pushed.
Yeah.
But Callahan, this is his first, year on the team. He doesn't have Henry on the team anymore. He's working with Will Levis, who wasn't really showing, the greatest of potential. But
At least he knows quality mayo.
But I think quality mayo.
You don't know about Will Levis and his mayo obsession?
No,
He puts mayo in his coffee instead of sugar.
I didn't know that.
He does Hellman's commercials. Come on, man.
No, I didn't know that. Oh shit, something new.
He loves his mayo.
He loves his mayo. A little. Maybe that's why. Maybe you should try putting some sugar inside of it, or have a 2.5 hour energy drink shot.
Yes.
Or
2.5.
or a delicious
That's quick.
Yes.
Son of a bitch made me say it. Another one.
That's what I was saying. I couldn't remember that name, but Joe Burrows and stuff. They they got the win last week. That was a crazy game last week against Dallas. Dallas, I thought was going to take it. I had Dallas over them too, but it was that last pump block that freaking Cincinnati returned.
That's Dallas.
That's the first time I ever seen that. You saw it, right?
Yeah.
How you gonna Dallas is gonna block the punt, and then it's gonna go all the way down to half the field, and then it's gonna go up to the 40-yard line, the ball, and then freaking Cincinnati's gonna recover it, and Cincinnati's gonna get it back and then he throws a touchdown to Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. So I think Bengals are gonna take that. Who do you like in the Commanders and Saints?
I think the Saints come away with the upset this week. I think the Commanders are losing steam, and not Caleb Williams. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness.
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels is starting to get exposed.
Well, Derek Carr, I heard, might be out, and I believe
Spencer Rattler they got going?
no, he's not even going to start. The third string quarterback for the Saints, Henner. Chris is looking it up. It's like Henner or something like that. He might be.
Spencer Rattler.
No, and then who's the third string?
That's the third string quarterback.
Then who's the second? It begins with an H.
Jake Hayner.
Yeah, Hayner. They said that he's going to be starting if Derek Carr can't play. So I never even heard of this guy. So, I mean, but I know Spencer Rattler was the second string. So I guess he has to go. But I'm gonna like Commanders in that. I think they're gonna become 9-5 this week.
A head-to-head on that one, huh? All right.
I don't know. This one's a tough one right here. Ravens and Giants. I don't know.
Yeah, the tough part about this game is by saying how much Baltimore is going to win by. See, the point spread is almost 17 right now. I mean,
I wouldn't take Ravens for 17 because an NFL to win over 17, you never know. That's a lot for an NFL game.
I could see it being 42-3.
Yeah, but I mean,
I think that even with the minus 17, Ravens take it all day.
I think, yeah, I'm going to say Ravens without a doubt. I don't like doing point spreads on that.
The Giants, by far, have got to be the worst team in the league.
Well, yeah, that's why they got the number one pick. But one thing that I'm going to tell you about the Giants is this. First of all, Locke, I think, is the best choice right now for it. But I do not think that I think Sanders would go if he went to the...
I heard something...
Not Shador, because Shador was playing... in the street playing catch with Malik Neighbors.
Well, I heard, I'm not sure of the source, that Dion said do not waste your time drafting him because he will not play there.
See, I didn't read that, but I just think one thing especially with New York and stuff, I heard what I've been hearing lately is that Dion wants to stay with college kids for the simple fact that he's able to mentor. There's too many egos in the NFL. So I think even if Shador's going, I believe. I still say that he's going to end up on Dallas somehow, but that's just my ego saying I don't want to be wrong. But he's going to be the number one pick with the Giants if it keeps up the way it is. Now, whether they trade him out or anything like that, but I cannot see Dion going to Giants.
No.
I can see him going to Cowboys and that's it. If anything. But, yeah, we're both on the same page with Ravens winning by a lot.
Might differ on this next one. Cowboys and Panthers. Who you liking?
I got the Cowboys.
I like the Panthers.
Let me tell you something. The way Panthers played against Eagles last week.
Some heart. You know, they could have beat Philly. They could have beat Kansas City. I mean, they hung in there with them. I mean, these are they were big time underdogs in both games. And hung down to the last minute with them. And, you're talking about the Cowboys now. I mean, if you could hang with the Chiefs, if you could hang with the Eagles, why can't you beat the Cowboys?
But the thing about it is this with Cowboys, okay? To me, Bengals are a much better team than Carolina.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of better teams than Carolina.
Well, yeah, most
Carolina's on a come up. Bryce Young is finally starting to feel his mojo.
My whole thing with this is I believe, and this is pretty bad to say, oh shit, my boy Ashton Genty. I think he's going to be the Heisman winner. But I think Cowboys are a much better team with Cooper Rush over Dak Prescott. I believe the team is just coming together better and they're playing together. I mean, it was a heartbreaking loss last week, but I mean, what's the odds of that happening? I never seen that. Can you remember a time you ever seen a punt block, it go back 30 yards back and the other team receive it?
Need I say this? That seems like something that would happen at the end of a Chiefs game. But no, I've never seen that.
Not even the Chiefs seen it. That's how.
Yeah, that might happen again.
Not even the Jets. They never seen it. And they had one of their most famous football players of all time is the guy who had the butt fumble.
Talking about the Jets, we disagree on the Panthers and Cowboys. That's understandable. How about the Jets and Jaguars?
I'm taking the New York Jets. If
the Jets cannot beat the Jaguars, I will stand by a college team being able to beat an NFL team because the Jets I've been believing.
Well, you took Jacksonville last week, and they lost to Tennessee.
Exactly.
No, I'm sorry. You
Justified.
took Tennessee over Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And Jacksonville beat Tennessee.
Yes,
I took
Jacksonville got their third win of the year.
Yes.
Good job. The Jets been stuck on their third win of the year for quite some time now.
But who did I take last week? Miami or Jets?
Jets should have won that game.
Who did I take last week? I know the New York Jets. This week, I say the Jets win 28-7.
Listen, I know Jacksonville doesn't have the greatest offense, but where's that offense coming from with the Jets?
Brees Hall's going to come back. He's going to run for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns.
This is why I'm not comfortable with this guy being a Mets fan. Because, do you hear this?
Who has a better defense? Miami or Jacksonville?
Jacksonville's defense is pretty good. I haven't been paying attention to them much this year, I'm not going to lie.
Miami, what was the final score in the Miami game? 26-21 or 27-21 last week? Hold on. We are 32-26. Okay? So we scored 26 points against Miami. Miami has a much better defense. Let me see.
Miami's defense isn't that great.
I'm going to check right now. NFL overall defense. Right here. Fox Sports will go to because Fox Sports have the best. They break it down the best. Okay, right here. Overall, they have the 9th best defense in the league. The Dolphins.
Where's Jacksonville at?
32.
All right, maybe we'll score the points. Who knows?
It's the Jets. They give up 396 yards a game.
Point one. Don't forget the point one.
Don't point one.
So you were looking it up too, and you didn't say nothing.
Well, he said it before me.
Because you're too busy over there sitting in a massage
He said it
chair.
right before me.
Wow.
I'm on
See,
Fox Sports.
this is our executive producer. Yeah, be like on it. Don't be doing no splooging on that shit.
Too late.
Shit. Well, you got a new chair then.
Hell yeah.
He's like, splooge away, motherfucker. So I think it's gonna be like a 28-7 game.
We'll see.
I'm
going with
just
Jets, but I don't think it's gonna be that wild.
okay. So next one is Colts and Broncos.
How about the Dolphins and Texans?
Oh, my bad. Dolphins and Texans in Texas.
I think the Texans are on a decline, and Miami is playing for the playoffs.
I'm with you on that.
All
and
right.
I will show you that. On my no joke, I'm going to show him my picks. Non-gambling, of course. I can't
Yes,
gamble.
yes.
Non-gambling.
Gambling's bad.
But I'm going to show him my picks. You know. But if I was able to do it, $5 would win 27 grand with my picks.
That's wild. That's wild. I tell you.
I like Dolphins. I just think Dolphins have a lot to play for, and they're right there. They're in the hunt. You know, they're right now. I think they're tied with Colts actually for the last 2 spots. So I like I like Miami in that one. What about Colts and Broncos?
Like you just said, the Colts are, tied for the last spot in the playoffs, and the Broncos are just
Bo Nix though is playing.
beating everybody. I think
Sean Payton said,
Bo
"Hey,
Nix is going
fuck
to keep
you."
going. He's going to keep rolling on through. He's looking to get that Rookie of the Year. He's looking to get the playoff run out of nowhere because they didn't start off very good. I think the Broncos in that one.
I like Broncos too, especially at home. You know, Colts are used to play it in the cold and stuff, but they play in an indoor stadium. You're going up to Mile High over here, where you need oxygen when it's too cold because you can't fucking breathe. I like Broncos in that. Next one. I have an idea who you're gonna take.
I didn't know who I'm going to take.
Bills and the Lions.
In all realisticness, not just because I'm a fan, but I think Buffalo got this one. They play the way the Chiefs used to, where they play to their opponent. You know, when they play a team that is top notch.
They blow out every team. What do you mean they play to their opponent?
Well, what I'm saying is when the defense. See, you want to chime in. Obviously, against the Rams, they're not considered right now. They could be in the future a top-notch team. Their defense lays back, you know, and they just gun it out and, you know, get it to a shootout. When they play a top-notch team, such as Kansas City, Detroit, you know, they turn up the defense because they know who they're playing. And I think it's going to be a close game.
You now you say Detroit. When they play a top-notch team, and then you say KC in Detroit, so you can make Detroit sound like how you played KC. But you've been talking trash on KC this whole season on how they play like trash, and they shouldn't be 12-1.
But are they?
Or 11-1.
12-1.
Yeah.
12-1. Are they? I mean, they're 12-1. So you want to say something, but it's not making any sense. Yes, I'm saying they're trash because I don't like them too much. I'm not a Chiefs fan.
Well, I proved my point here.
But what I'm saying is you can't take away from the fact that they're 12-1, two-time defending Super Bowl champions going for a three-peat. You can't take that away from them. They're playing like shit this year. Yes, they're still 12-1. So yes, when I say elite team, I mean like Kansas City, Detroit, you know, teams like that of the such.
And not Buffalo, right?
Well, Buffalo can't play Buffalo. That's not how it could work. I'm saying that's how Buffalo plays when they play elite teams. So if Buffalo played Buffalo, I bet you $1 million Buffalo wins.
I'd take that bet. I'd put $1 million on DraftKings right now.
That's it.
Well, I'm going to say I like Detroit. You know, that home, and I just think that Detroit's just looking good. We all thought that Detroit, once Aiden Hutchinson was going to go down, Detroit's defense was going to die down, and they're playing just as good with him. I like Detroit in that, especially with, I believe that Detroit's offense is just as good as Rams, and Detroit's defense is a lot better than Rams. So I'm going to take Detroit in that.
What the big pick on that game is the total of 54.5. Everybody thinks.
I'm taking under.
That I was just about to say.
I'm taking under.
It's going to be a crazy shootout. Like I just said, Buffalo, the defense shows up for eliteness. And it's going to be...
Final score, what do you think for that game?
21-17.
I like 21-17. No, I'm going to say, you know what? I'll drop it down. 20-17 Detroit. Close. You know. But I just thinking, what's the point spread in that one?
Just 2.5, I believe.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, the Bills will come out. 21-17.
We'll see.
Another big game now.
Okay. Well, now you're going to open up.
Now, I posted earlier about upset of the week. Now, statistically, over the years, Philadelphia has owned the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're like 70-26 or something. Some crazy numbers.
Well, let me do one more stat that I saw. I think in the last, 20 meetings they said that they had, or since 1990 or 1988, Pittsburgh have not beat Eagles in Philly.
That's crazy. And the Eagles dominated the Steelers. And they're 5.5-point favorites this week. Upset of the week. The Steel Boys. Russell Wilson is looking like an MVP. He's looking better than he did when he won the Super Bowl with Seattle. He's he's making it happen. He definitely shocked even Coach Tomlin. He shocked every single person in this world by the way he's playing, because he shouldn't be playing the way he's playing. He's playing great. He's playing top notch. Quarterback.
I like. First of all, you can never count Mike Tomlin out as a coach. He is a phenomenal coach, and he never, in his 18 years coaching, he's never had a losing season. He had 8-8 season. And they only missed the playoffs one time.
Like, you're right. Tomlin's a winning coach. You know, he makes the playoffs every year, even though, you know, lately they've been one and done. But this isn't like a Steelers Tomlin team. Even go back to the first 5-6 weeks of the season. You know, their defense was winning games. They had no offense. There was no offense whatsoever. Then all of a sudden, Russell Wilson comes in, sparks it up. They're dropping 30
Yes,
a game.
but the thing about it is this. During Mike Tomlin's tenure, the defense always been good. Real good or great. And that's what it is with this. Every time I pick the Steelers, and you could go back on the previous shows, I pick the Steelers, I always say it's this. The defense is going to come through. And the defense do come through. And let me tell you something. So the defense is, yes, he's doing good. But Russell Wilson, dude, if you look at every game that he had this year, he didn't always have phenomenal stats this year.
No.
You know, you got to understand. But they able to find a way to win. And whether it's the running game, whether it's that, but the defense always comes through. The defense is always consistent with the Steelers. And again, even if it's all bullshit, and it's all just that, just the whole shit that was going on with Jaylen Brown and Jalen Hurts about how the controversy. First of all, you know, that shouldn't even be out of it. Whether it's bullshit or they're saying, oh, like, you know, nothing's going on or whatever. That's just attention on your team. You don't want to have that extra attention because now you got more pressure being like, now I got to prove to everybody that nothing's really going on it. Philly had trouble against Carolina. Steelers could blow Carolina out of the water.
But Philly could blow Carolina out of the water too.
But they didn't last week.
Yeah.
They almost lost. They only won by what? 6 or 8. And let me tell you something. They the whole game they were right there. It wasn't until the end of the game that they did. You know, I watched at the end of the first quarter, I think Jalen Hurts had maybe 6 or 12 yards past it.
Yeah, it was a
I mean, Carolina came out of freaking, you know, like, let me tell you something. I think this is going to be, I'm going to say the score, I'm with you on this. Steelers, I'm going to say the score is going to be like 30-13.
wow. That's definitely an optimistic shot. This is the Eagles we're talking about. Probably the hottest team in football.
Not
I
after
see the
last
Steelers
week.
win in a nail biter. I can't see 30-13. Oh my goodness. All right, now this is we get to the gristle of the games. Patriots and Cardinals. I'm cool. Drake May is coming through, but Kyler Murray is lighting it up.
But you said that. Hold on. I watched the show this morning from last week. You said he was lightening it up, and you said that they won 4 in a row, then they lost 2 in a row, and you're like, oh, well, he's playing great. He lost again last week to Seattle, so he lost 3 games in a row now.
He's still putting up the numbers.
But you gotta put up wins. So does the rest of your team.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's how I feel about this Soto situation. But I think I still believe in Kyler Murray, but I think Drake May is playing for something. I don't know what. I really don't care for this game whatsoever. So I'm going to say Drake May and the Patriots. Just because they're in our division, I want us to seem tougher.
I am going to say... hold on one second.
Oh my goodness, what are you doing, Joseph?
I'm getting my picks.
Wow.
It just said Kenny Pickens is out with a hamstring.
George Pickens?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, there you go. But you know what? They still find a way to find people.
Mr. Pickens.
Okay, right here. Let me see. So, I have Rams, Baltimore, Commanders, Bengals, Dolphins, Cowboys, Cleveland, Jets, Detroit, Steelers, Denver. I got Arizona in this game. You know what? And I think I gave Patriots the benefit of the doubt, even when I hate them, being like, okay, they're a tough team. Gerard Mayo, he's getting this team back on track. But they haven't really proved shit. And I think this is a game. Now, the last 2 weeks you said Arizona's going to come. They're going to play. I think this is the game that Murray's going to have a great game. And Harrison's going to have over 100 yards. You know, this is the game that and McBride too, their tight end. That guy's a beast. He had over 100 yards against the Jets. Of course, it's the Jets, so it's not anything surprising. But yeah, I like Cardinals in that game.
All right. Bucks and Chargers. How about that one? That's a tough one.
I took Bucks.
Yeah, I don't think.
I just think that Chargers.
It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a tight game.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just think that Bucks, you know, they're trying to keep up with Atlanta in this, and I just think that they're gonna beat Chargers, and I know this is probably my hardest game that I had to pick.
It's a tough one.
But I picked the Bucks in this one. Packers and Seahawks.
Packers.
I think Packers are going to kill them.
Yeah.
I think Packers. You could do an ultimate spread on this. It's 2.5. I would say they're going to win by at least 8. You know.
Good God.
Packers are just.
No wonder why $5 could win 27,000. Jeez.
I didn't put no ultimate spread. Bears and Vikings.
Vikings are dominant. Bears. You can't say they're on the decline because they're the Bears, but Vikings not close.
I like Vikings, and I like Falcons and Raiders.
Another game that really doesn't mean much.
Well, nothing to you, but it means
the Falcons. Even if they make the playoffs, they're going to be one and done.
If Tampa,
Aiden O'Connell got something to prove. I like Aiden O'Connell. I don't know why.
I know
he's not even good.
Every year you say that Raiders. Every week.
I'm telling you, Aiden O'Connell, man.
Don't take Raiders in this. They're gonna lose. Falcons are gonna beat them, and not even that, but Falcons. If Tampa loses and Falcon wins, they're tied for first place. So Falcons have a lot to play for. And Kirk Cousins, he's not a rookie quarterback. He knows what he got. He lost to Minnesota in Minnesota. I was wrong about that game. I picked Atlanta. That was one of my 3 losses last week. But yeah, no, you can't. You're gonna take O'Connell.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go Raiders.
I'm gonna take Falcons. We'll see what happens. But with that, we'll see what's going on. Let's have a good week of football.
Let's go football.
Michigan J, congratulations on your win. And we'll see if anybody else...
We're coming for you, Michigan J!
Tomorrow, by 10 a.m., put your picks in. Michigan J, thank you. We got yours. Let's do this. Put your picks in! Peace.